This next young man I heard speak at the Worcester Tea Party on June 20th and immediately invited him to come and speak in Boston. Matthew Clemente was born and raised in Milford, Mass. He is a junior at the College of the Holy Cross in Worcester, and this fall he will be interning at Freedom Works, a conservative policy advocacy group in Washington, D.C. But he's not going to let Washington, D.C. ruin him like it has so many others. Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Clemente.
Taxpayers, patriots, Americans. During the late 18th century, when the United States was little more than a dream, Boston served as the spark that lit the powder keg of revolution. From schoolhouses to shipyards, taverns to churches, the city buzzed with the talk of freedom. Today we are gathered in Christopher Columbus Park, minutes from the site of the first Boston Tea Party, as proof that the spirit of independence lives on. The circumstances may be different, but like our founders, we stand here united in a common purpose. We believe that the rapid expansion of America's government means less freedom for its citizens. After the Tea Parties held on April 15th, the media speculated as to why ordinary Americans, such as you and I, had joined together across our nation. To outside spectators, our motivation was a mystery. Some said we were against taxation of any kind, that we were anti-government. Others assumed that we were fear-mongers spurred on by the Republican Party. Some condemned us as racists and bigots and said that we hated President Obama. We were called rednecks and teabaggers, ignorant and un-American. Our own Department of Homeland Security asserted that we posed a serious threat to our nation's safety. However, what such reporters failed to see, or in some cases intentionally misrepresented, is that these Tea Parties aren't about race or ideology. They aren't about Republicans or Democrats, Bush or Obama. They aren't even about higher taxes. No, these Tea Parties are about something far more important than any president or political party will ever be. They're about the belief that individuals, not government, create success. They're about changing a tax code that punishes achievement and discourages innovation. They're about the dream that every American shares, the hope that tomorrow will always be brighter than yesterday, and that each generation will accomplish things that their parents and grandparents never dared dream. Most of all, they're about freedom. Freedom from what is in danger of becoming an oppressive government. Why? Why, some will ask. Why waste time attempting to slow the spread of a runaway government? Why petition public servants who have forgotten years ago what it means to serve the public? Why waste time trying to change a government that has the power to take from private citizens and give to failed businesses? Why bother? The answer to these questions is quite simple, really. We protest because we must. We join together today because we believe, as our founders believed, that there are things in this life worth standing up for, that there are principles worth fighting for. We believe that America is a land of equal opportunity, but that opportunity only results in success when an individual commits himself to hard work. We believe that those who do work hard should be admired, not penalized. That no government, no politician has the right to seize what we've earned with our sweat and our sacrifice. We believe in the America that our parents and grandparents believed in, the America that they came to in order to build a better future for themselves. We believe that America can continue to be that beacon of hope for millions of other families, but that first, some major changes must occur. Like many Americans, my grandparents traveled across the Atlantic in search of a new beginning. To them, America was more than just a country. It was hope. It was opportunity. It was freedom. Because of their experience, they sought to instill certain values in me. Most important was the unwavering belief that here in America, success depends upon one thing: hard work. In this life, I was taught, nothing comes easy. But if you're willing to work, you can achieve anything. Unfortunately, times change, and I fear that with this change, the lessons of yesterday might be lost. If we continue on our current path, one of intrusive government intervention, we may soon find ourselves losing touch with the treasured values that our families held so dear. We face a future in which our children may choose dependence on government aid over independence from destructive government interference. A future in which they are taught that if they aren't willing to work, the government will provide for them with the hard-earned money of other citizens. A future in which individual accomplishments are discouraged, incompetence is rewarded, and bureaucrats control our destiny. Sadly, when the government has the power to name winners and losers, to call businesses too big to fail, and to decide who to bail out and who to bankrupt, statements such as these are not far from the truth. Today we're encouraged to believe that Americans can only truly prosper with government aid. We're also encouraged to believe that the solutions to our toughest problems come from the minds of those on Capitol Hill, when in reality, the answers can only be found in the hearts of everyday Americans like you and me. Today, more and more hardworking citizens join the unemployment line, but all that the government is willing to do is take the money that we work for, throw it at the problem, and hope that things work out in time for the next election cycle. Many businesses and banks are pleading for billion-dollar, taxpayer-funded bailouts. Many politicians are happy to give it to them, and the problems only get bigger. That's why we're here. We're here to send a message to every elected official, and our message is clear. We voted you in, we have the power to vote you out. You see, unlike the businesses and the politicians who fund them, we don't want a bailout. We don't want a single penny from the government. We want the government to leave us alone. We want to be free of the constraints that kill small business and restrict entrepreneurial achievement. America wasn't built on big business or big government. It was the small business dreamers and the blue-collar workers that made America a land of unlimited opportunity. Those Americans didn't expect a handout from the government. They wouldn't have accepted it if it were offered. Like us, they faced the challenges of a changing economy and a changing world. Holding strong to their principles of personal independence and individual responsibility, they embrace such challenges and form the America that far too many of us take for granted. As we gather today, exactly 233 years after our founders signed the Declaration of Independence, I ask you to reflect upon their words. The Declaration states, "Governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive to these ends, it is the right of the people to alter it." At one point in our history, America was led by selfless patriots who placed individual freedom above everything, including their own lives. Today, however, the political aspirations of our nation's leaders take priority over the well-being of its citizens. As free men and women, we must reassert our right to a government that serves the best interests of its people. We must hold strong to our beliefs and boldly proclaim, no government has the authority to dictate what is right for me. I choose how I spend my money. I choose how I spend my time. I choose how I live my life. By returning to the principles that served as the foundation for America, we can and we will retrieve our nation from the hands of an overreaching government. By recognizing the virtues of ideals such as accountability and hard work, and by acknowledging the necessity for limited government intervention, we will bring this nation back to its people. Every one of us has a role to play in this fight for freedom, and it won't be easy. Defending liberty rarely is. But if we stand by our beliefs, if we continue to educate ourselves and others, if we refuse to remain silent, and most importantly, if we stand together, we will be victorious. Thank you, happy Independence Day, and God bless America.